Now let us discuss the case of a square. Now when you take a square, we know that a square is a regular polygon in which all the four sides AB, BC and CD and DA are equal to each other. So this is a regular polygon, all sides are equal and all angles are equal to. The sum of the angles of a square is 360 and 360 divided by 4 will give us 90 degrees. So we know that every angle in a square is 90 degrees as well. So here let us try to find out what is the order of symmetry, or in how many ways we can divide this square such that there are two identical portions on either side of the axis of symmetry. So if you look at ABCD, one way in which we can divide is by a vertical line. We find that a rectangle is formed on the right side and a rectangle will be formed on the left side, and these two rectangles are going to coincide if I am going to fold this and if I have drawn this on a paper, or if I cut out this, I can place it on this exactly one on top of the other, they will coincide. So I can say that this is definitely an axis of symmetry. I can also divide it horizontally. So again we will have two rectangular portions which are identical and they will coincide. We can also divide this square along its diagonals. So if I join AC, that is an axis of symmetry because you will get two identical triangles which will coincide, and we can also divide it through the other diagonal DB. So we find that in a square the order of symmetry is 4. How do we have 4? One is the horizontal line, the other is the vertical line, and we have two lines along its diagonals. So the order of symmetry in a square is 4. Now if we increase the number of sides of from square to, let's say, a pentagon and that to a regular pentagon. When it is mentioned regular, it means that all sides and angles are equal. Now if you consider the case of a regular pentagon, pentagon means it is a figure with 5 sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is a 5-sided figure. Now if we want to find out what is the angle of a pentagon, just like we found out for triangle it is 60 degrees each, and for a quadrilateral and for square we saw that the total was 360 and therefore it's 90 degrees each. In pentagon, if we want to find out the sum of the angles, there is a formula, that is n minus 2 into 180 degrees, where n stands for the number of sides. So pentagon we know has got 5 sides. So 5 minus 2 into 180, 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 into 180 gives us 540 degrees. So we know that sum of angles is 540. Now there are 5 angles and they are all equal angles because it's a regular pentagon. So 540 divided by 5, we get 108 degrees. Now what is the axis of symmetry for this? We have one here along A, along B we can do it, then along C, so we find that in a pentagon we can divide it into 5 different ways, from A, from B, from C, from D and from E. So in a pentagon we find that the order of symmetry is 5. So order depends on the figure. So if there is a 5-sided figure, we saw that the order is 5. In a square we saw that the order is 4. In an equilateral triangle we saw that the order is 3. So the order depends on the number of sides of the figure. It's a regular pentagon, so order is 5. Similarly we can see for hexagon. In a hexagon it has got 6 sides which are equal, and therefore we will find that the order is also increasing to 6.